Hi guys, how are you today? It's Mark back from Undercover Consultant, and today I'm going to talk about blocks of land specific of easements restrictions that are on land that you buy when it's unregistered. Be very careful upon buying land, just like the previous video, but on this video I'm going to explain the restrictions and easements that can pop up via a land developer drawn by a surveyor for certain drainage areas, sewer, stormwater, pad mounted substations, retaining walls, and they can actually affect the cost of your land dramatically on building a home, whether it be retaining wall costs in landscaping and the width of the home in choosing a home for your block. So firstly, and if I look down, I'm just actually checking the topics to make sure that I cover everything. So first thing you'll see on the draft linen plan, an A, B, C, D, E or F with a little angle, little drawn part to a dotted line. Now check that, that'll relate to that specific easement. Now let's just say it has, like which I'll put up on the screen in a little while, the different easements restrictions that will pop up on a draft linen plan, which we call an easement schedule. That easement schedule will show you areas of the easements on your property. Now if we start with A, which you'll see on the screen currently, I'll pop that up and you can see the A, which is a drain water easement of 1.5 metres. Now some councils will allow the wall to go up to the 1.5. It could be a drainage easement for stormwater or sewer. And then some councils will allow you to be away for the overhang of the eaves, so you at least be another half a metre away from that drainage easement. So some are 900 drainage easements. If it's a 900 drainage easement, some councils will allow you, or developers, build the wall up against the easement, but then you'll have to chop off the eaves, overhang. Some you can actually they'll allow the eaves to overhang into the easement. So check that is very important in certain specific developers all around Australia of what you can do with an easement down the side of the property. And it's mainly to get access, so nothing's ever restricted on that block of land. B, I'll pop that up again. B, you'll see a support for 300mm wide. A support easement is for a retaining wall. Could be a retaining wall or structure built on the property next to you. Just be careful, ask the developer from their sales plan, what is that structure? Is it a retaining wall? Is it something built? Is it a post? You'll need to build your wall and your eaves away from that easement. And if it's on the high side, that's important. Check the contours. If a support easement's on the high side and you need to cut that block because of your home on the high side, the cut and fill, you'll need to cut at least maybe half a metre to 900 away from that easement and you'll have another retaining wall. That means you'll need to build your wall 900 away from that retaining wall. So the support easement to the actual wall could be 2 metres. Be very careful when it's on the high side. So check that, and if you want any advice, send it through to me. I'll check it. If we need to send an email, send it at mark@undercoverconsultant.com.au and I'll see if I can advise. Item C, and you'll see this pop up again, or if it's not up there, you'll see a pad mounted substation. Pad mounted substations are very big items. They're like a big green box. And that green box will have dotted lines around it on the draft plan. It'll be normally, the furthest one away will be 2.75 metres, and then it could come down to about 1.5. The first line, you cannot build a pool or any water into that first line, mainly. Second line, you can probably build your home, depending on some areas, but that wall to the second line may have to be fire rated. You cannot go beyond that. Even your eaves, be careful, they can't go beyond that line. Please get advice from the local council or a surveyor of your building before you start getting a builder to design in around that pad mounted substation. They do look a bit ugly if they're on the front of the property. It might affect the asset value. Just be careful when you're buying that. So yeah, they are critical on buying that. You'll see the block is a bit cheaper, but just be careful there. Item D, you'll see pop up again, is a restriction of the use of land. Item D, these items will be just A, B, C, D in different order, and they will reflect to your draft linen plan, which at the end of this video I'll pop up a draft linen plan and you will see the dotted lines where what I'm actually physically talking about, and it's normally a part of your contract of sale, which the draft linen plan will be the whole section of the substation. So please check that out. Restriction will always be outlined in an 88B instrument. Sometimes it's a draft, just like a draft linen plan. The 88B instrument is a document created by the surveyor, approved by the council, and that document will outline all the items, restrictions, easements, and the specific parts of those easements and what blocks are affected in that 88B document. So just be careful, make sure you read that. If you don't understand it, get legal advice, or you conveyance it, or take it to the council, or even the developer. Now I'll pop up again another slide. This one has item F, easement to drain water 1.5. That could be a stormwater or a sewer easement. Just be careful on building. Make sure you don't come too close. If it is a sewer line, you'll need to check with either Sydney Water or your council or water company, whether it's different parts of Australia or around the world. Check that, because that'll affect, depending on the depth, the invert level of the sewer, of how close you can go to that sewer line. Normally you can build over a sewer as well. It can be encased, but if it's an easement, no, you won't be able to build anywhere near that easement, so just be cautious there. Item G, you'll see that pop up again, the easement schedule. On the easement schedule, you'll see a support for 3 metres, 0.3, which is 300 mil. That could be a retaining wall. That's just a second part in that DP that I was showing you as a sample. Again, it could be a retaining wall, could be anything. It could be a building next door that's built right up close to the boundary, and it's a double-storey wall, and you need a support easement to build away from there. But again, guys, be careful. Easements, they do affect the asset value, they do affect the block. You might see a cheaper price on the land. If you want advice, please send it through to me if I can help. Subscribe, send me an email, mark@undercoverconsultant.com.au, and I'll try and help. And now I'll pop up a draft linen plan, and you'll see the dotted lines on the draft linen plan, which we were discussing before. There could be a maintenance easement, a sewer easement. All of those will affect the width and length of your property. So just be careful, dig deeper, get advice. And I hope that's enough information there. Not too much of an overload, but if that helps, please do research, be careful, and get advice. Thanks, guys. I hope this video was educational and enough information to just help put you on the right track. Goodbye, have a great day.